It's my pleasure to introduce Nelson Borges, who is the founder of Capillary Wave. I have had the pleasure of meeting Nelson a few times through my Rotary Club, where he presented to our club. And as soon as I heard him speak, I thought that he's really helping a community that is so underserved, and that's men. Obviously, they have mental health issues as well, and for a whole bunch of different reasons, whether it's shame or stigma, men don't tend to seek out help for mental health issues. So I thought that his organization and what he's doing is incredibly valuable. So I learned a little bit about Nelson. He'll tell you his story, which I think is wonderful. But he's a dedicated advocate for men's mental health and the founder of the Capillary Wave Community for Men, a growing nonprofit charity that creates space for connection, peer support, and honest conversation. He's known for his grounded, approachable style, blending humor, and I can tell you that he's a funny guy, humility, and lived experience to help men feel seen, heard, and understood. Whether he's facilitating workshops, leading group sessions, or supporting workplace wellness initiatives, Nelson brings a steady presence and an ability to make even tough conversations feel human and accessible. Outside of his advocacy work, he finds joy in simple, meaningful moments, such as barbecuing for family and friends, and seeking out quiet spaces that offer time to reflect, recharge, and stay rooted in what matters most. And just as an aside, his organization is growing. They're going to start, they've already started serving women, and they're going to be serving youth, which is another group that could use the help. So without further ado, Nelson.
Thank you, Timea. The day I decided to switch my glasses from non-progressive, now I can't read a thing on this thing I just discovered here. But what I'd like everyone to do quickly is just please raise your hand. Raise your hand, everybody, raise your hand. Perfect. So if your hand is raised, you represent a man who is struggling with mental health. Keep your hands raised, please. This table, put your hands down. That table, put your hands down. If your hands are still in the air, you represent the men who do not go for help. So you can put your hands down now. Thanks for the participation. At the tender age of 49, while driving home from the grocery store on a random Sunday, I had my first ever panic attack. And that subsequently led to daily anxiety attacks for weeks. That put me in bed, that put me in a space that I've never been before, and I was really scared because I didn't know it was a panic attack. I thought it was the heart attack. So when I tell my story of being in bed for that amount of time, I was off work for 5 months, and those 5 months felt like 500 years. It was a really scary time, very dark. Finally, one day, I hit my rock bottom. I was having a good day, having dinner with my wife, and here comes another anxiety attack out of nowhere. And I said, okay, this cannot be the rest of my life. This sucks. So we have 4 kids, they all grown. We raised 3 teenage daughters together in a blended family. And if there was ever a time to have a panic attack, it would have been then. So unbeknownst to me, there was the surprise. So in my journey back to me, someone had recommended a book. I read the book. It was called From Panic to Power, and it was like I wrote the book. So that really resonated with me and really helped me. And I'm like, okay, this is what I have. Now what? So that started my journey into starting a nonprofit. Our first meeting had 5 men come out. That was back in January. We became a registered charity by the end of 2024. So last year was our first full year. So let me give you some numbers. Right now, we have 320 men registered in our group. We have over 70 men that have started therapy for the first time in their lives. We have 2 men per day reaching out to us looking for help. And my favorite number is the number 0. We have lost 0 men to suicide that have come through Capillary Wave. We offer in-person support groups, workshops, guest speakers. We have a pit stop crew of mental health practitioners. So we offer free therapy for the guys who can't afford therapy otherwise. What we've done is built connection, trust, and community. And those three things happen not at the same time, but they're built over a certain period of time. What we've done is actually change at the root of the man to say it's okay to talk. It is not a sign of weakness. What happened to me took everything away from me. It took away my sense of humor. It took away my being able to talk to people and going outside. It changed the way I draw. It changed everything. And my journey back to me, as I call it, I'm taking everything back. So that is my superpower against mental health. And I still have my off days, today being one of them, but I've learned how to control them now. Unfortunately, when men don't talk, we're raised that way. Our growing up, it was Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger. The first lead man in a show that went to therapy was Tony Soprano. This is what we grew up with. When a man holds everything in, and a woman, when a man holds everything in, it usually comes out as anger, quietness, or substance abuse. That's how we deal with it, right? But I'm looking to change that. I'm looking to open up all the conversations and do all the things. And the brutal fact is this: being in this charity space is totally new to me. I'm a lifelong salesperson. There is a fraction of the grant money that's out there is specifically for mental health. Yet adult men represent 75% of all suicides. The last one, because I got my 1 minute warning here, and I wanted to give a shout out to the one woman who cares for me. I couldn't love you anymore. And every time I say that to myself, I'm proven wrong. So I know you enjoy proving me wrong. But thank you for all the years leading up to right now. Thank you for today and this morning. Yeah. And I'm ready for some questions.
Can you talk about exactly what the funds would be used for? Will it be used for the men's side? Will it be used to launch the women's?
Yeah. So back in June, we launched Capillary Wave Community for Women. It is a growing wave, as we call it at Capillary. So the charity is actually Capillary Wave Community for Men. The $13,000 or so, for me, that'll feel like $1 million. Where it will be used is just to continue to provide the workshops, all the events to bring men together. So social isolation is a big thing with men. We recently did something in October called forest bathing. 5 years ago, if you asked me to go forest bathing, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be like, no. But 20 of these men went forest bathing, and it was a beautiful thing out in Cambridge. So all of the funds are gonna go to more workshops, more guest speakers, more outings, more everything, really.
How does, like with the therapy, how does that work for your people in your community?
Let me repeat that. Donna just asked, how does the therapy work for the people in this community?
So the model that I built within the community was the therapists that came in, and we have a variety of therapists that offer a variety of modalities because it's not one size fits all. Kristen Livermore has taught me what hypnosis is and neuro-linguistic programming. Nailed it. So the therapist, the currency is not, you don't pay to join our community. It's compassion. So if the therapists provide compassionate care to the members who can't afford it, then they'll have access to the rest of our members. So that way we're able to provide free therapy for the guys who can't afford it. But what does access look like? It's bringing people come in as a guest speaker on a particular subject that you'd like, or come and do a workshop, right? And then hopefully you get the therapists get clients from that, because we do have a larger portion of men that do have benefits and all that kind of thing. We did an ADHD workshop more recently. A lot of men get diagnosed with ADHD because their kids just got diagnosed with it. And men have lived with that all their lives. I'm not in the ADHD space. We've had plenty of guys come to the table about it.
I was just wondering, because you're talking about introducing women into this and ultimately children too. Is the plan, is your vision that you would have these combined workshops, combined forest bathing, combined whatever you're doing?
Just repeat the question.
Yeah. You want?
Yeah. Angela was just asking if, as they're growing to the women and the youth, if they would have combined workshops and events, or if they would be separate, siloed based on gender or age.
So just for clarification, it's not the youth space that's the next wave, it's the young adults. So that 18 to 25-year-old, right? Because that's another underserviced, underfunded program. So currently right now we have men's workshops, we have women's workshops, and we have co-ed. So all depending on the subject matter. Because men react to ADHD differently than women do, right? And I am not an expert in women. So I stick to my side. Tanya is running the women's side for us and building that up as we go. And the last thing that I'll say, if I may be so, we had a beautiful moment. What day is it today? Wednesday? Thursday? Yesterday, last night, where one of the guys that has been coming since the beginning has been on that suicidal ideation. We had a new member come in, first time, and he was talking about his suicidal ideation, and he was really upset by it. Didn't the first guy reach out to the second guy, like, I've been there, man, and I'm fighting it, and he's used all the supports that we've been able to provide. And there's so many stories like that, and we're gonna keep going. So while I would love the $13,000, the $600, I'll make that work and get guys out and coming out and supporting each other. And Capillary Wave is literally the ripple effect. So what is the ripple effect of having healthier dads, grandfathers, brothers, cousins? That spills over everywhere. So it's about time us men start talking. And I'm done talking now, I think.